can't take me down. Loving name, how much more are we supposed to tolerate? Can you see there's more to me than my mistake?
Michael Kiwanuka is a British singer-songwriter and producer. He started as a session guitarist, but released a couple of EPs under his own name. He got the chance to be a support act for Adele on her 2011 tour and got a contract after that. He released his first album in 2012 and has released two more since. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the second studio album by Michael Kiwanuka, and I think it's my first encounter with him in any shape or form. So how would I describe this? I guess it's kind of pop, soul, rock in that kind of area. It sounds like big soul songs of the 70s, massive kind of expansive production. There's an emphasis on long tracks and big sounds here. He definitely enjoys the music, and so as a probably the best example of this is in the first track, which is called Little Heart, which is just shy of 10 minutes as a track. The first 5 minutes of this are an instrumental introduction, and it's great. Actually, I really enjoyed that. There's definitely a thing here about getting a chord sequence going, quite simple ones often, and then just going over and over and over, and then expanding and making changes, a bit in the kind of way that I guess electronica ambient does, but it's not by any means ambient. And I would say it's got a bit of the grandness of Pink Floyd from their later years, as in, from the late 70s onwards. It definitely takes its time to enjoy the music. There's strings here, as in the string section, lots of other instruments coming into play. Michael himself is playing electric guitar, and I think that this is one of the reasons for some of the more extended instrumental passages, is that they're there for him to be doing his guitar solos over. The whole thing is produced by a guy who I've come across who goes by the name of Danger Mouse, who was famously did an album called the Grey Album. Michael's got a very soulful voice, so that kind of works with the style. It's got a broken kind of burr to it, and it sounds quite mournful. It sounds like he's on the edge of breaking down at times. He does sing fairly mournful stuff. I think it's because it suits his voice. It's well written, I would say, lyrically, but maybe for me a little bit heavy on the angst at times. However, having said that, I definitely enjoyed listening to it. And I'm really happy that something with this kind of rooted in the past feel, and particularly with lacking hints of electronica. Almost everything these days seems to feel the need to have some of the more modern electronic sounds in it to kind of give it legitimacy as being modern almost. But this doesn't, and it can still be released and still got well reviewed, if not very well reviewed. Probably my favourite track is the first one, which I've already talked about, which is called Little Heart, mostly because of this huge instrumental section at the beginning. My second favourite is probably the second track, which is Black Man in a White World, which starts off with a clapping background. And I quite like this kind of, this syncopated clapping patterns that have occasionally come through in I hesitate to call it traditional music of any kind, but it seems to have its roots in maybe in some African world music somewhere in the past. But I've heard these kind of styles of clapping things and singing before, and I really enjoyed this. I think it's a really strong album. Is it strong enough for an 8+ score? Actually, yes. I think it really is that strong. So I did really enjoy listening to this album. And as always at this point, I'd love to invite you to tell me what you think of the album. So please do leave a comment. And that's it from me for now.
I've been low, I've been high, I've been sold all my life. I've got nothing left to play. I've got nothing left to say. I'm a black man in a white world. I'm a black man in a white world. I'm a black man in